Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I am going to talk about some book series that I really want to finish and need to finish, because a lot of these series I've like the first two books or one book, it's been ages ago since I've read it and I still haven't completed this series, which I desperately need to do. So I thought making this video might get me motivated to finally do so. So here are some book series that I really need to finish. The first book series I really need to and want to finish is this one, A Tale of Magic. I'm not sure if that's the book series name, but it's the first book's name at least. This is by Chris Colfer, which is an actor. He plays in Glee, which I thought was really cool. And I picked this up a while back and I loved it. Like, I haven't read too many middle grades, but the ones I've had read, this is definitely one of my favorite middle grades of all times. It was just magical, beautiful, inspirational, everything you would ever want in a fantasy book. And what also really drew me into this book was the cover. You take the dust jacket off and it's just so freaking beautiful underneath. And there is 2 more books out, I believe, and I still haven't gotten them. I haven't even on them on my shelf, which is just like wrong. I loved it so much. I think it's just because I haven't been in a middle grade mood that I haven't bought them, but I'm a little bit vague on the details since it's been a while since I've read it. I just remember loving it. I believe we have the magic elements, the boarding school, magic school for kids. That's kind of all I remember, but I love that vibe. And I just remember loving it. I remember falling in love with this series and I cannot wait to pick up the rest. Like, it was so good. The next series I really need to and want to finish is the Wayward Children series, I believe it's called. I have the three first books, which I've read. I think I've read all of them, yes, but it's been a while. And I'm not sure how many more books there are, at least 2, maybe more. But this is a very cool and unique series. I must tell you that it wasn't what I was expecting. We follow these children that have been like through this magical world. They have all found this magic door and been in this magic world, and then they get back and they are getting accustomed to ordinary life again, and they are dealing with some side effects from that magical world, and no one believes that these people have been away at this magical world. I'm not sure that was a good explanation, but it's been a while since I've read it, so if I do continue on with it, or when I do continue on with it, I definitely need to reread these 3 books, because I do believe that we follow like different settings in each and every one of them. I believe I actually only can really remember the first one. The 2 latest ones are a little bit vague on the details, just because I don't know why. It's just been such a long time ago since I started this series and I still haven't continued on with it. But it's obviously so well spoken of, and of course I want to continue on with it because people have been raging about this series and that it's amazing. And I do remember enjoying these ones. I just can't remember a whole lot on the details, I guess. But we do have the first book, I believe, Every Heart a Doorway. Second book, Beneath the Sugar Sky, I believe. I'm actually not sure about the order. Maybe this is his 3rd book. I'm sorry. And then I also have Down Among the Sticks and Bones. So I have 3 of them and I really want to get my hands on the other. Next book series I really want to finish is the Bloodlines series by Rachel Mead. Since I love Vampire Academy, if you know me and know this channel, you know that Vampire Academy is one of the book series that got me into reading. It does mean a lot to me. It would always have a special place in my heart. And this is kind of like a spin-off series. It's by the same author and it's the same world. So it's the same like system with the vampires, and it's the same world where Moroi and Dampiers and Strigoi lives. And what's so fun about this and so exciting is that we do follow different main people. So the main characters in Vampire Academy will not be the main characters here, but they do speak of them and they do get like glimpses of them, and they are in here. Some of them we get like comebacks for some of them, but we do follow like different main characters, which I think is pretty cool. But what I love is like it's the same world and it's the same setting, the same everything, and it just makes me so happy since I grew up in that world and it means a lot to me. And I'm so excited to finally get to this. Like, this is the first 3 books. I believe there are 5 books in total, so I don't even have all of them on my shelf, which is really disappointing. I'm very disappointed in myself. How can I not have this entire book series on my shelf? But I have Bloodlines, I have The Golden Lily, and The Indigo Spell. So the first 3 books, and I've read these 2. I'm currently reading this one. Well, I've actually put it down, but I'm on this one. So, but I think I might reread all of them because they're very quick reads, and then finally get to the last 2 ones. And because of course I want to see how it goes and how she wraps up this entire saga. Like, of course I need to get to it now. The next book series I really want to finish is the Deal or the Off-Campus series by Al Kennedy. So of course, I think you've all heard of these. So I have the first 3 books here. I have The Deal, I have The Mistake, and I have The Score by Al Kennedy. So I've read these first 3 books and I really want to get my hands on the latest 2, which is The Goal and The Legacy, I think. And I actually adore this series. It's great if you're looking for something fun, quick and easy, not too serious, not too in-depth, not too complicated. Each and every one of these books, we follow a main guy and main girl, and the guys are like hockey players, and these hockey players are really typical jocks, very cocky, very mean, doesn't really want a real relationship until like this one girl's come along. And it's really fun, it's really steamy, it's new adult. I think it was just super fun, and I know a lot of people actually hated The Goal and The Legacy. I've heard really crappy things about too, so I've been scared to read them. But I think I've decided that I'm actually gonna read them. I'm gonna buy them and I'm gonna read them just because I really want to. It would feel wrong to skip those because it does have a spin-off series that is called the Briar U series, I think, which I really want to read. So I think before I hop onto that, I think it feels right to finish this series before I hop into that. So I think I'm gonna do that, even though I'm a little bit scared because I've heard really crappy things about the last 2 ones. But I'm trying to go in with these ones thinking that it's not the greatest story, it's just kind of fun, and I don't know, it's just really relatable, fun time, I guess. The next book series I really want to finish is the Robert Langdon series. This is the Da Vinci Code, which is the first one, I believe, and I do have 2 of them on my shelf. I have The Lost Symbol and Inferno, I think I have, and I think I'm missing 2. So before I read what's next in the series, I do want to collect all of them, so I have them on my shelf. And I'm trying to collect the hardback version, so that's taking me some time to find at a reasonable price. So we'll see how long before I actually get to it, but I did really enjoy the Da Vinci Code. It's the only one I've read, and we follow in all of these books Robert Langdon, who is a professor at Harvard University, and he teaches about religion and symbology, which is really interesting stuff. And in each and every one of these books, we have a murder happening, and left at the murder scene is like weird stuff like symbols and codes and just things that the ordinary police can't really figure out. So Robert Langdon is kind of there to help them figure out how the murder is connected to symbols and religion and cults and just really cool and freaky stuff like that. I really enjoyed the Da Vinci Code, and I can't wait to follow more of Robert Langdon's adventures and murder mystery things. So definitely want to finish this series once I get the entire collection on my shelf. The next book series I really want to finish is Aurora Rising by Ye Christoph and Amy Kaufman. I'm not sure what this series is actually called. The Aurora Cycle, maybe. The Aurora Cycle I really want to finish. So I have the first 2 books. The third one just got released, I think. Not just, but like a few months ago maybe. And I still haven't bought it because I haven't been in the mood for science fiction, which this clearly is. So, but I do want to buy it, so at least I have it. So when I'm in the mood for sci-fi, I can pick it up because I do remember really enjoying these ones. So I have the first one, Aurora Rising, and then I have the second one, Aurora Burning. So I must say I have a little bit of trouble to get into science fiction, which is why my details on this one is kind of vague. Don't remember a whole lot of the details and like the small things, but I do remember really enjoying it. I remember I read this when I still lived at home at my parents' house. I remember sitting at my desk. I think I have a reading blog on it or something because I remember so clearly sitting at my desk and reading this and posting about it on Instagram. I think how much I enjoyed it. I just have so many great memories with this one, but I do think I'm gonna need to reread this one and Aurora Burning before I pick up the third new one, I think, because I think that would just be the greatest for me, so I can catch up on everything that's happened, because I can't seem to remember a whole lot about it, which usually happens when I'm reading sci-fi. So but if you are looking for a really good sci-fi, I would definitely recommend this. I haven't read a lot of sci-fi, but this is definitely on top of the list of my favorite ones. So really excited to get my hands on the third one. The next book series I really want to finish is this book series, and I can't remember the name of it. Oh, Heroes of Olympus. The Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. So this is obviously a very popular middle grade story, and I picked this one up immediately after I finished reading Percy Jackson, which I loved. I fell in love with it. I never grew up reading Percy Jackson, so I read it for the first time when I was like I don't know, 19 or something, and I fell in love with it. So immediately when I finished the last Percy Jackson book, I ordered this one because I wanted to continue on in that world. So we have the same world here as in Percy Jackson with the gods, and everything is basically the same world. We just follow different main characters. This was just such an epic fantasy middle grade story in my opinion. I loved it. But after reading Percy Jackson in like one sitting, and then these ones, like I got really overwhelmed, I think, so I never ended up finish the series. I have The Lost Hero that I read, Son of Neptune that I read, House of Hades that I read, and have The Mark of Athena that I never finished reading. So definitely need to refresh on everything that happened before I get to this one. So I will probably reread, maybe I will even reread Percy Jackson first and then this one, because I do love the world. This makes me feel all types of cozy and warm feelings. So yeah, I might actually even reread Percy Jackson, and that would be really fun to film, to post for you guys as well, and then before I jump into this ones, because I feel like that would be a really good thing. But I haven't been in the mood for middle grade in a while, but I'm starting to feel like I am soon. So maybe that will happen soon. I don't know. It would be really, really fun. I feel like after you've been reading so many serious adult novels or even YA that can be quite complicated, it's fun to jump into middle grade once in a while to kind of just have fun and to disappear into a world where adult problems don't exist. So that sounds like much fun, right? The last book series that I really need to finish is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. I have The Beautiful and The Damned, which is the first and second book, and these are also the beautiful Fairlude editions. Gorgeous. But yeah, I read these quite a while ago. I love them. We have vampires. It's set in New Orleans, which is, what more can you want when it's vampires? This gal loves everything vampires, and can't believe I still haven't bought the third book that's called The Righteous, I think, which I just heard great things about. I don't think I've heard a single bad thing about that book. So why haven't I picked it up? I don't know. But before I pick up the third book, I definitely need to reread this one and The Damned, because my memory is kind of fading from that time of my life. So definitely would need to reread them, which I'm not mad about, because once in a while I get into those moods where I definitely want to read about vampires, and then I know this one will be sitting on my shelf, and I'm very excited for that time. But yeah, those were some of the book series that I really, really want to and need to finish, since I started the first one ages ago. So definitely need to get on that. But yeah, if you have read any of these or if you want to, please let me know your thoughts. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in one of my next videos. Bye.